How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another automotive news video, but before we actually get into today's video, I did just want to remind you guys that once we hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel, I'm going to be doing my very first giveaway. I'm pretty much just going to be giving away $100 worth of my merchandise to one subscriber and one subscriber only. And literally all you have to do to get entered is subscribe. It helps me out a lot as a smaller YouTuber. We're at like 1,380 subscribers right now, so like a little more than 100 subscribers to go. So if you like automotive news videos, car reviews, DIY videos, things of that nature, definitely be sure to go down there and subscribe. It'll make my day, and it definitely, again, helps me out a lot as a smaller YouTuber. But anyways, actually getting into today's video, we have more news that pretty much just came out on the Ford Bronco. Now, when I'm talking about the Ford Bronco in this video, we're not talking about the Bronco Sport. Obviously, the Bronco Sport is already available in Ford dealerships. It's been in Ford dealerships since like January, February of this year, I'm pretty sure. But as you guys can see on the screen right now, it says obviously the 2021 Ford Bronco will have more power than originally expected. And the only thing I really want to go and talk about in this article, because it is a very short article, is just the kind of expected numbers and the now new and kind of like updated numbers. So these were actually the power numbers that were originally announced for the inline 4, the 2.3 liter EcoBoost inline 4, and it was a 270 horsepower and 310 horsepower from the V6, the EcoBoost V6. Now, that being said, the 2.3 liter inline 4 EcoBoost engine is actually getting a 30 horsepower little bump up to 300 horsepower and 315 foot-pounds of torque, which again is an increase of just 30 horsepower and 15 foot-pounds of torque from the initial estimates. And the 2.7 liter V6, which I actually believe is the highest displacement engine coming out for the Bronco, which unfortunately, and I know a while back when I did kind of videos when the 392 Rubicon was set to release and talking about that, a lot of people were a lot more happy that Jeep released the Wrangler with the 392 Hemi compared to, people that are excited about the Bronco. Now, me personally, I think the Bronco is probably just going to do better just because it's like this crazy like revitalization of the Bronco name that we haven't had since the 90s. And there definitely is a cult following for both the Bronco and the Wranglers for sure, at least here in America. But again, me personally, I'm kind of excited for both. I know the 392 Wrangler and the Bronco Sport are already on the street, but a lot of people were really upset with Ford that they didn't put the V8 or a V8 in the new Bronco. Now, that being said, I do know that there is rumors about, I believe, the Warthog Bronco or something like that that is actually supposed to come out. It's basically going to be like a kind of like a Raptor Bronco, like limited edition, and it should have either even more higher output V6 or actually naturally aspirated V8. So we still have to wait for that. But again, going back to the power numbers for the 2.7 liter V6, it's actually up to 330 horsepower and 415 foot-pounds of torque. So just an improvement of 10 horsepower and 5 foot-pounds of torque. So honestly, the main improvements here are with the inline 4-cylinder engine. Now, that being said, the V6, it still doesn't really stack up to the 392 that's going to be offered in the Wrangler, because I believe the 392 is 400 something horsepower and like high 400s when it comes to torque, like foot-pounds of torque. So still definitely doesn't stack up to something like that, but what do you expect? A 2.7 liter V6 that does have twin turbos, but you're talking about like a 6.2 or 6.4 liter V8. I'm not entirely sure. I forgot what the 392 cubic inches goes to liters, so definitely let me know down in the comments below. My bad for forgetting about that, but this is pretty exciting. Now, that being said, according to the most recent sources and according to this article as well, the new Ford Bronco should actually be, we should be seeing the first like pre-ordered Broncos or whatever actually hitting the road in June of this year, June of 2021. So hopefully late June, early July, we'll actually start seeing them. But with the whole coronavirus restrictions and different production delays and stuff like that, some of the pre-orders, like I believe that Ford actually came out and said that they don't really believe that they're going to finish all of their pre-order Broncos or pre-ordered Broncos until 2022. So that being said, all the Broncos that were already pre-ordered are actually going to roll into, you know, January, February of 2022. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but again, it's very exciting that this is kind of getting closer and closer. And I know this video is going to be more on the shorter side, but it is. I did really want to share this with you guys. I feel like, you know, I should share this with you guys because personally, again, I cannot wait to see this actual Bronco, like the full-size Bronco. And that's not even ripping on the Bronco Sport. I have seen some of the Bronco Sports actually on the road and in motion, and they do look pretty cool. But we all know that the Bronco Sport was more tailored to be kind of like something that's more family-based, something that is more along the lines of like a Jeep Renegade or something like that, whereas the actual Ford Bronco is going to be the main Jeep Wrangler competitor. And when compared to the newer Wranglers, I do know that the price for the Bronco is still going to be lesser than the Wranglers, so that's another thing to keep in mind as well. And also, if we look down here in the last kind of paragraph of the article, so again, like I said before, the new serious gains for the inline 4 are probably the most exciting. So obviously you're getting more gain from the inline 4 than the V6. The V6 was like, what, 10 horsepower more, so it's not really that much more. And what makes the kind of power gains for the inline 4 even more exciting is that that is actually the only powertrain that Ford is actually going to offer with the 7-speed manual, equipped with the unique crawler gear option. So you guys could see it right there. That is pretty cool. So I gotta give it to Ford for actually giving a manual option. Honestly, I feel like nowadays, doesn't matter what the vehicle is, if a manufacturer is going to make it a manual, a lot of car enthusiasts are going to like that. It literally could be anything. I mean, well, obviously we're seeing a lot of anticipation with the 400Z, and I feel like the Nissan 400Z is something that I've talked about a lot on the channel already. But again, I still feel like the fact that Nissan's actually building it itself, number one, and number two, it's actually going to have that manual option. I think it's going to blow the you know, Mark V Supra out of the water when they actually compete for, you know, sales in the future. But again, only time will tell. And personally, I would love to see this new generation Bronco and the, you know, Jeep Wrangler. I would love to see Mopar and Ford kind of push the boundaries on these new off-road SUVs and just keep pumping out high quality vehicles for us, the car enthusiasts. And also everything that I have been seeing on this new Bronco and everything that keeps coming out that's new is very exciting and promising. So that's why I wanted to share this with you guys today. Again, I know it's going to be a shorter video because there's really not much to talk about. Like, here's the numbers. And also another thing I did want to mention about the numbers, it's not like they changed the octane fuel. It was basically the same exact fuel. I think it was probably 93. But even with 87, it stayed true because they did run multiple tests. But that being said, guys, that's pretty much just going to wrap up today's video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, definitely be sure to subscribe down below. I post at least 3 videos a week, every single week. And again, they could be car reviews, modified car reviews, DIY videos, car show vlogs, or automotive news videos like this. But anyways, like always, guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.